Hi there. With the start of Thanksgiving, I add to my everyday sort of anxiety and stress what I call my special holiday anxiety. I know I'm not alone in the extra stress that this season of giving thanks and feeling joy brings into our lives. I am a pro at feeling stress and letting anxiety take control of my days. Anxiety makes me feel tense and worried over things I really have little control over. With feelings of anxiety, I can lose focus of the things that matter most in my life and let the stress of those thoughts and feelings interfere with my daily living. According to a study reported in Psychology Today, 34% of the population is affected by some sort of anxiety disorder during their lifetime. By practicing mindfulness each day or most days, I am able to feel calmer and more peaceful and find better harmony in my life. For the next few minutes, I want to talk to you about the benefits of mindfulness and encourage all of us, especially in this busy and fun season, to spend time each day in the attitude of being mindful, which really can be an easy and healthful gift we can give to ourselves. I hope that as I share some things I have learned with you, that you will have a desire to incorporate them into your life and that it will enable you to feel the increased energy and the anxiety relief that being mindful can create in each of our lives. So what is mindfulness? According to mindful.org, mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present. It involves being aware of where we are, what we are doing, and how we are feeling. Research done in 2021 found that people that practiced mindfulness during the COVID shutdown reported less pandemic related stress than those that didn't. In our world, there is so much movement, not only with our bodies, but with our minds and our attention. Oftentimes, we rush from one thing to the next, giving little thoughts to our thoughts. All of this busyness is counterproductive. Although we think we are great at multitasking, there is enough research that tells us we are actually less productive when multitasking. Our stresses will likely increase as we overextend ourselves. Thus, the greater need we have to practice mindfulness. From an article, so practicing mindfulness every day can have both physical and mental benefits. And it doesn't need to be difficult. It can be as simple as mindful breathing exercises. From an article by Psychology Today, they reported that mindfulness meditation worked as well as using standard anxiety medication. This article suggested that mindfulness begins with focusing on what is happening in the moment and dismissing intrusive thoughts as they come into our minds. Each mindfulness session should begin with a breathing exercises, followed by what the article said called a body scan, which is simply thinking about each part of our body systematically from head to toe. I now want to share with you 5 basic practices of mindfulness that are reported in mindful.org. First of all, we need to set aside time every day for this practice. Perhaps this is first thing in the morning when you're still laying in bed, or at the end of the day as you're preparing for sleep. I have found that on my short drives to and from work or from home to the gym, is a good time for me to transition and to quiet my mind and just be in my thoughts for just a few moments, just more present with myself and what I have going on. I call these times my reset times. So we first of all need to set time. Second, we need to be present in the moment. The aim of mindfulness is not quieting the mind or achieving calmness. It's more like paying attention to the present moment. Third is to let judgment roll by. Notice them, make a mental note, and then let it go. Have you ever been in a yoga class and heard the instructor guide you through this type of exercise? Maybe. The fourth thing that was reported is observing the present moment as it is. We can easily get distracted and let our minds wander. So we practice returning again and again to the present moment. Lastly, be kind to yourselves. Be kind to our wandering minds. The idea is to be present, kind, and attentive to our thoughts and to ourselves. As we practice mindfulness, we are aware of our breathing, how our bodies are feeling, and relaxing parts of our bodies that are feeling tense, and then filter out anything that is negative or intrusive. A few suggestions from Psych Central encourages us to turn towards our breath several times a day. In doing so, we are able to maintain an awareness of ourselves. By focusing on our senses, it draws us to what's going on around us. So think of the five senses, right? What are we seeing right now? Hearing, smelling, tasting. What can we feel right now? By focusing on these things, it helps us just to be mindful of our present moment. I think my favorite part of practicing mindfulness is not dwelling on negative thoughts. They come, we recognize them, we let them go. I mentioned that I practice mindfulness in my short drives between here and there, but I think there are other ways that we can practice mindfulness right now. I think simply by turning off the radio when we are doing the dishes or other household chores is a good time for us just to quiet our minds and be present. How about standing in line? Something we may all be doing a little bit more right now. Perhaps we leave our phones in our pockets and just pay attention to our breath while we listen to the hustle and bustle of the sounds and the festivities all around us. We all feel stress from time to time, but as suggested by Psychology Today, practicing mindfulness can help us develop greater present moment awareness, along with the ability to direct and keep our attention where we want it to be. As we do this, being more aware of the present can greatly help reduce anxiety. My last thought for all of us is simply slow down, breathe, find happiness, and just be in this very moment. In this season of fun, celebration, and joy, we can feel and find peace as we spend each day in moments of mindfulness.